Right, cherubs, this is the statue of David. The figure Michelangelo freed from this particular block of marble is the great King David before he was great. You can read about him in the book of Samuel, but I'm sure you've heard the story before. The Israelites were under attack by the Philistines and the legendary giant warrior Goliath. It seemed as though Goliath could not be defeated, until the diminutive shepherd David used his slingshot to knock the great warrior out and then behead him. It's the classic underdog story. David represented many things for the city of Florence, Michelangelo's hometown, and I talk about that in a TED Ed lesson you can view by clicking here. Now, here is Bernini's statue of the same character. I think the differences are clear. One is deep in thought, while the other is all action. One takes place before the stone is thrown, the other takes place during the act. Two statues, both approaching the same theme, both sculpted by master sculptors, and both sculpted less than 200 miles apart, and yet so different. Michelangelo sculpted his in the years just before and after 1500, near the height of the Italian Renaissance. At that time, the patron class of Florence valued sculptures that looked old, like ancient Greece old. In fact, Michelangelo famously sculpted and sold a statue he claimed dated to antiquity early in his career. There was a market for that stuff, so his David shares proportions with statues from ancient Greece. Additionally, the patron class of Florence began to value the philosophies of Plato and his focus on ideal forms that can only exist in human thought, metaphysical ideas. The focus of Michelangelo's David reflects this. The action of this statue is in the mind of David, not his body. He has an intense stare filled with thought and intention. That's what's important here. Bernini sculpted his David in the early 1620s. This is after Martin Luther began the Protestant Reformation and after the Council of Trent. This is after the German Peasants' Revolt and after the French Wars of Religion. The patron class, instead of focusing on their own erudite fashions, tried to appeal to the sympathies of a wider European population. The Baroque, as the sculpture is often classified, created theatrical and energetic pieces of artwork. This isn't about high-minded thought or something that can only be practiced by the literate elite. It's about the physical world, something we all live in. The action of Bernini's David isn't in thought. The action is in action. That's what's important here. The culture that produced Michelangelo's David attempted to match Florentine thought to Greek thought. The war-torn culture that produced Bernini's David attempted to capture the attention of the public through dynamic action. Same story, same character, two different time periods, and consequently two very different approaches. This, in short, is the difference between the High Renaissance and the Baroque. If you want to learn more about Michelangelo's David, watch the TED Ed lesson I helped with. If you want to learn more about the Baroque, watch my video on Bernini's sculpture of St. Teresa or my video on Caravaggio. If you have any questions or just want to say hi, you can contact me on Facebook or Twitter. Links are in the description, and thanks for watching.